Hi, Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today I have to tell you the truth. In photography, there are no shortcut and no miracle. Some people change cameras thinking it will solve everything, and that's not the way it works. So I'm going to tell you everything in details. So let's start. So first of all, what do I call a shortcut? Well, it's when you have a path that way and you have a shortcut, it's faster. Okay, but in photography I speak about time. Many people think there are ways to go and learn a lot faster. There are some ways to help you a bit, but I'm not speaking about a computer that processes raw file faster than another one. I speak about tuition, about the time you need to learn technique and have knowledge. So I will give you 5 examples of what people think that are shortcut, or they could have a shortcut and there is none. Okay, what's about miracle? Well, miracle is basically what people expect from their gear. They feel that this new camera will allow them to get the perfect picture, and the picture will make the camera will make something great. And actually, that doesn't work this way. The gear may help, but you're the main subject. The person that may, thanks to the knowledge and all this, get a good benefit out of this, good profit out of this technology. So miracles do not exist. So if you don't understand that there is no shortcut and no miracle, you will never better your photography. Yeah, you can improve a bit, but if you really want to make a big jump ahead, you need to understand that and accept it. That's the way it is. So let's speak about 5 examples of shortcuts that do not exist. First one, let's say you want to start doing wedding photography, but you're already a great photographer. You do a perfect exposure, great composition, great lighting, great everything. You are a great photographer. And you're going to go and do your first wedding. And you don't get the picture you expected. You don't get this nice, beautiful picture you were wanting, you wanted to have, and you don't get them. Why? Because you thought that great gear and great knowledge about photography was enough. You need to learn about weddings, or it could be a concert, it could be any social situation or sport event, doesn't matter. You need to know your subject, and the only way is to spend time. I can tell you, in weddings, the bride share a tear always at the same moment. The groom has the same smile at the same time, or the same way of looking at the bride at the same time. Family always have the same reaction. So if you don't know that, if you don't study that, you will miss these pictures. Maybe you have a fantastic picture of the couple in the church, and you're in the back of the church and you see the whole church and this great picture, this beautiful picture, but then you just missed the moment where they say, yes, I want to be your bride, or I want to marry you. Yes, I want to marry you. You missed that. Why? Because you don't know about weddings. You did not study. You didn't spend time learning that. If you had spent time going to weddings, not as a photographer, just as a viewer, a spectator, sit there, write down. Right now, the priest is doing that, saying that, and the direction is this. And right now, the family does that. And right now, they pass the rings. And now they do this. They always do it the same way. Even on civil weddings, they always do the same thing almost at the same time. And the reaction are all the same. So if you study that, your great knowledge about photography will allow you to capture this right moment in a beautiful way. But if you don't know that, if you didn't spend time learning this, you will not get these beautiful pictures you were expecting, basically because you didn't spend time learning and studying the situation. This is for concert, this is for any sport, for anything. You must know your subject, and this takes time. You need to spend time learning, studying, observing all this. If you go straight there, you will not get the right pictures, because you may have the great knowledge in photography, but not on your subject. So that's important. Another example, composition and framing. You feel that now that your camera has a grid and maybe a level that tells you if it's horizontal or vertical, or if it's in the right place, that will help you be a better, get better composition. Well, these are just confirmation tools that, it's probably the right place as I wanted, or it's horizontal. But this is not about composition. The only way to better your composition is to learn about composition. Observe what other photographer or painter do, because painting and photography are the same way. I know there are some rules. Many people say you must skip the rules, but yeah, to skip them, first you have to know them. Our brain has been we've been brainwashed since we were a kid, seeing things in a way that we expect this style. So when we feel that it's nice, comfortable for eyes, it's well composed, and when we are a bit we feel aggressed, attacked by the situation, we don't feel comfortable and we don't like this. Okay, so it means that to know, although sometimes you can skip the rules, but first you need to know them, because very often you will create your own composition based on declination of this rule. Okay, but you need to learn it, study it, and the only way is to spend time. If you don't spend time, that will not work. Another situation, panning. You have the typical bicycle passing by, well, it should be like this, not walking, or someone walking, or a car, and you want to do panning and have the subject that is frozen and the rest is just moved like this. You need to practice hours. Make thousands of pictures. You will fail until you know how to get it always. First, to know what shutter speed you should set depending on the subject, what speed you should move, all this. Not move this way, but just this way. All this is spending time and time and time. No camera will do that for you. There is no shortcut. The only way is to practice, spend hours and hours. This is the only way. Other example. Let's say you're going to make a picture. You have several lenses in your bag. Which lens should you pick? Only time you spend time, you will know which lens will give the right framing from where you stand. I know if you have a zoom lens that is 16 to 300 millimeter, you feel fine for everything, but perspective will be different. You still need to have this knowledge. And when you spend time, you know not only what lens will give the result you expect, but also the autofocus, or part, the bokeh, how it looks, or the depth of field you want, or many things, or the flare you want. The only solution is time. There is no shortcut. It could be luck, but normally you have to spend a lot of time to know exactly what gear to use, what lens to put on your camera for that situation or that picture you want to make. This is the same as a golf player. You see the ball, the hole is away. Which club should I pick? This one, that one, that one. Only experience tell them for this strike you need this club, and you will pick the right one. And this is time. There is no shortcut. Only practicing will give you this capacity of picking the right gear at the right moment for the picture you want and the result you want. Okay, so that's important. Someone will use another lens, but you will get a different result. The idea is not to get a result. The idea is to get the result you want. And that's a big difference, okay? Only time will help you better that. Another example, you want to do black and white photography, you work in raw file, and you see everything in color. You have to learn how to see in black and white. And this takes time to see things in black and white, because people don't realize that when you change colors to black and white, some give the same gray. For example, right now I've got red and green. Maybe in black and white it's the same gray. So the effect is killed right straight away. That doesn't work. If I am able to see in black and white, to know how it will translate to black and white, I know if this is good or not. Let's say you see a beautiful red flower surrounded by green leaves. Maybe in black and white it's the same color. same gray, not the same color, but the same gray. So that doesn't work anymore. So maybe you need to put a filter on it, or do it different, or think different, all this. So that takes time, except if you're colorblind, and it's really rare that someone is 100% colorblind. Normally it's a shift in some colors, but except if you are colorblind, you cannot know exactly how it will translate to black and white unless your eyes are trained and your brain is trained. So that takes time. So these are just 5 examples of no shortcut, no possible shortcuts, but there are thousands more examples. Now let's speak about 5 examples for miracle. By the way, if you wanted to help me, I can help you too, because I've activated the member area of my YouTube channel. There I don't speak about gear, just about photography, tips, techniques. There's a join button just below so you can have access to exclusive video just for members. Also, leave your affiliated links in the description. Please use them, that really helps me. And don't forget that if you wanted to buy Luminar, Neo or Aperty by Skylum, get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. It's extra discount on top of any offer they have. You see a great offer, you still place my code, it's even cheaper for you. Thank you so much, that really helps me. Let's carry on. So people think that now I've got this great camera, I will never miss a picture again. For example, let's speak about the autofocus. That's incredible that we have autofocus that are better and better and better, but there are more and more people telling the autofocus doesn't work. So this is incredible. You want to make a picture that 10 years ago many photographers made without this great autofocus and they didn't fail. And now you have the most advanced camera, the most advanced autofocus system, you fail. Why? Because you believe in miracle. Let's take this picture of a bird that is flying around, and you give this picture to be made by a photographer that doesn't use this great autofocus. 10 years ago, it would follow the bird like this, follow the bird all this, and click and get the right picture in focus. Although he had an autofocus, it was not as good. It didn't have continuous that would follow bird, no bird detection system, and would not fail. Why? Because as he was following the bird like this, the relative speed between the camera and the bird was slower, because it moved at the same time as the bird, as when you do a panning, as the one that people are complaining about. New camera, they don't move anything, they have the camera like this, the dot is moving like this, following the bird, they click, but the speed between the camera and the bird is a lot higher than with this older style of shooting. That means that you need a great, incredible autofocus, and still the speed maybe is too high. That makes that the picture is in focus, but it's a bit blurred because of motion blur, okay? So if you give this great autofocus of now 2025 camera to a photographer that is been trained to follow bird, he will really get incredible results. Why? Better than yours. Why? Because he will still follow the bird, and for this autofocus it will be so much easier to have the bird in focus. You will not have to jump that fast, follow that fast, because you will help with your movement. So if you believe that a 2025 camera is a miracle for autofocus, it is not. It is only for the person who learns how to do pictures without this great autofocus. So it's so important to understand that miracles do not exist today. Maybe later, but not today. Second example of miracle that do not exist. People think that with high ISO, they will never need to have a flash or lighting system anymore. That's wrong. High ISO are not made for lighting. They're made to capture more light, which is very different. Very often, when the light situation is no good, not enough light, normally it's also an ugly light. Let's say you're on the street, there's a subject there, and there's a bit of street light that gives a bit of light, but then makes a horrible shadow from the nose to the ear, for example, if it's a person. And that's not nice. If you put a higher ISO, will it change the shadow? It will not. You will see everything better, but still as ugly. So the only way is to light the scene. The only way is to light that person, or orientate better the face, or whatever. But it means the ISO will never replace lighting. And many people are so confused about that. They feel that now I've got really high ISO, I don't need lighting anymore. No, this is not the way it works. That's not a miracle. High ISO is great for many things, but it's not a lighting system. It's a capturing system. If something is ugly, it will stay ugly. That's simple, okay? That's important. Another example, the histogram and the lighting measuring of your camera. People think that with the camera, you see the small bar that moves like this, you know if it's over or underexposed, and that's fine. Or they check the histogram and they know if it's properly exposed or not, and they're completely wrong. That helps, but it's not a miracle. The only way to know the amount of light that falls on your subject is to use a light meter with incident lighting, okay? Not reflecting, incident. Why? Because if I use my camera, I check, I've got a spot metering on there. Let's say I've got a white shirt and a black white t-shirt and a black shirt. If I measure here, the result is different than here, okay? With my reflected system. So I need to precisely always measure at the same place. So it's really complicated. And still, it doesn't actually give me the exact amount of light that is falling on me. The only way is a light meter. Without a light meter, I cannot have this result. I cannot know this, okay? Because actually, although I've got a black shirt and a black t-shirt, the same amount of light is falling on it. The reflected light is different, but the amount of light that falls on me is the same. So if you feel that your light metering on your camera is the solution, it is not. It helps, but it's not a miracle. You can still make the wrong measure and still over or underexpose in the wrong way just because you didn't know how to measure properly the light. So that's important. Even a light meter in spot mode, spot meter, is more precise than your camera. If I want to know exactly the amount of light in the sky there, on the cloud there, the white cloud, my camera will probably make a spot far too large to have the exact measure. If I use a spot meter with my my light meter, I will probably get the exact result and not make a mistake. If we speak about the histogram are a lie. They are an indication, but they're not based on your RAW file. They're based on the JPEG header that is on the RAW file. And it gives a bit what they want. Yeah, sometimes it's completely wrong because there's a big difference between the header and the real measure on the RAW file. So you think it's properly exposed and it is not. Second, if you don't know how to read the histogram, that's a problem. Let's say this background is completely black and it's really large. I've got my face, and the histogram, you feel it's underexposed because there's a massive amount on the left, and you cannot see where those correspond to my face is, and you think my face is also underexposed. So you need to gather more light to have my face properly exposed, and actually it will be completely overexposed just because you didn't read properly the histogram. Or the other way around, the background is completely white, I've got a black shirt, and you feel that everything is overexposed, and maybe it's not. So the only way to have proper measure of light is using a light meter. Some people feel they don't need it, and maybe they don't want the exact measure because it doesn't matter to them. But if you want to use RAW file at the maximum of its potential, you need to get the file to the limit of overexposing. So this way you have all the information, the shadows, and then after you can, in post-process, get everything in place and you get the best exposed picture. But for that you need to have the exact measure, and the only way is a light meter. Last example about color science. I see so many brands telling we have the best color science, or my colors are great, or this is first. There are no better or less good colors. They are exact or not exact colors. Does it look like reality or not? If for you this is irrelevant because you don't have a commitment to exact colors, doesn't matter. Get the camera that gives the color you like, and that's it. But you know they're not exact colors. But when they speak to you about exact colors, there are no cameras that gives you exact colors, even if their marketing tell you they do, okay? The only way is to have a color chart, create a profile for your camera, your lens, and the situation, the lighting situation, whether it's artificial light or the light that was there, okay? So it means that you create a profile to get the exact color. And if you don't do that, you will not get it ever. It can get close, almost, or completely off, but be clear. There are no cameras that make the miracle of getting you exact colors. In some situations, some will look perfect, and in other situations, the same camera will give you completely wrong. So there are no miracle. If you need exact colors, or if you want exact colors, you need to create a color chart and a profile for each situation and gear you use. That's it. There are so many more examples of miracles that do not exist. Okay? So this is my idea. The conclusion of this is to show you that the only way to better your photography is time. Spend time, learn, practice. And the more time you spend, the more you will get advantage of your gear. If you have a great camera, the latest everything, the best everything, you will not get anything out of it if you have not spent time to learn technique, knowledge, all this. Only people who are prepared to receive these cameras will actually get profit out of it. Otherwise, you will have a great camera, but that's it. You will not get the benefit of the better autofocus. You will not get the benefit of a higher ISO, benefit of anything, simply because you need to spend time and learn, and there's no other solution. So that's it. There are no shortcuts in learning. You need to spend time, and there is no miracle in gear. That can help, but only if you get to the top, and then you can actually get a violin. If I get a Stradivarius violin, will I play better than with a cheap violin? No, I don't know how to play. If the best musician, violinist in the world get a Stradivarius instead of a cheap violin, will he get benefit out of it? Obviously, yes. That's it. So, thank you. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching it. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. The small button down here and the small bell. If you click on the bell, you will get notified when I upload a new video. My website, Gibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. I'll remind you that I've activated the member area of my YouTube channel. There I don't speak about gear, just about technique, photographic tips, all this. There's a join button just below, so you have access to my exclusive videos for members. Also leave your affiliated links in the description. Please use them, that really helps me. And don't forget that if you buy Luminar, Neo or Aperty by Skylum, you get a 10% discount with the code ERIC10. It's extra discount on top of any offer they have. You still place my code, it's even cheaper for you. Thank you so much, because that really helps me. Also leave you my PayPal account in case you wanted to give me a donation. Thank you very much. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.